What's up, losers? KD3 here. The meta for this game is not what I expected at all. Upon initial release, everyone assumed that the DLC personas were not as powerful as their Persona 5 counterparts, which is true, mostly. And before anyone says anything, no, Sad Denial is not the one leading the pack in this game. As a matter of fact, a discovery has been made recently that may change the way a lot of people play this game. This is crazy, guys. You are not going to believe which personas are the strongest in Persona 3 Reload.
With my vision, I'll guide you all to victory. Sounds great!
Now, I'm going to show you guys this insane persona that I managed to make today. So I was doing some fusing, trying to manifest my ideas, and I ended up making this. Behold, ladies and gentlemen, this is Captain Kid, loaded with many damage boosters. So of course we have Elec boost for 25% more electric damage, Elec amp for 50% more electric damage, so we're at 75%, single target boost which puts us at 90% damage, and we have this skill here that you may have never seen before called Magic Mastery. What does Magic Mastery do? Well, Magic Mastery boosts all non-almighty magic damage by 50%, putting us at 140% damage. I have magic ability in my weapon, so that's another 25% magic damage. So right now we're at a total of 165% damage, but we're still not finished. We have this unique skill called Elec Driver, which boosts your electric damage by another 75%, putting us at a whopping 240% damage.
Sensational.
Now let's say you have Concentrate and multiply that by 2.5 and you get a whopping 600% damage, according to my calculator. We haven't even factored in buffs and debuffs yet, but wait a minute, there's no way that this would actually work, right? There has to be a cap, right? Persona 4 and 5 had one. There's no way that Persona 3 Reload doesn't, right? Well, according to Reddit user Freak Geek, there is no damage cap in Persona 3 Reload, meaning that we can stack all of this together to get a 7.08 damage factor on a DLC persona because of their exclusive driver skill, and 4.04 on the regular one.
Oh, hell no!
We're gonna put this to the test. For the rest of the build, we'll have Thunder Rain, Maziodyne, and Resist Wind, in case we ever fight Elizabeth with this. I'll have Concentrate on another persona. I'll have Orpheus Telos with me as well, to compare the damage between these two personas with a similar setup. Orpheus Telos won't have Elec Driver, of course, because the driver skills cannot be inherited. By the way, for anyone wondering why I decided not to use Arsene for this video, the reason is simple. Light and dark elements have no break skills. That means that if you run into an enemy that can nullify, drain, or reflect dark skills, Arsene becomes completely useless. So Captain Kid, Carmen, Goemon, and Zoro are the best personas to use this method with for that reason. Dark and light skills also don't have a very good ultimate move. Demonic Decree cuts the opponent's HP in half guaranteed, while the others can potentially one-shot almost every enemy in the game with their skills with a setup like this. You can use Arsene if you want, but just keep that in mind. Now we're gonna go hunt for the Reaper. I'll start the battle with Orpheus to get my auto buffs, then debuff the Reaper, swap to Orpheus Telos, and then do a concentrated Thunder Rain. This first test will be on peaceful difficulty, by the way, because I know a lot of you guys love to see big numbers, so here we go.
What to do?
Next, we'll do the same thing with Captain Kid.
That's a win for the team! Good job, everyone!
Okay, so the gap in damage is not as wide as I thought it would be. Let's try this on some other enemies.
What to do? Captain Kid!
The leader took one out!
Okay, now let's change the difficulty to normal and see what the damage will look like for most players.
What to do? Captain Kid! go with. Come!
That's a win for the team.
I'll go with. Captain Shin!
So the gap is still there, but it's not as big as I would have hoped. There definitely has to be some sort of multiplier cap if the only difference in their damage is a couple thousand. But it is clear that if you want to do the most damage possible in this game, you'll have to use DLC Persona. But hold on, if that wasn't enough to convince you, then you better check this out.
This one.
That about does it.
Alright.
No shadows detected.
You see that? That was 34,000 damage. What persona could possibly do that much? I'll tell you right now, it definitely is not a normal persona. It's a DLC persona for sure. Sandrillon, Kasumi's persona. This persona is built a bit different. Sorry, that wasn't meant to be a joke. So as you can see here, she has slash driver, slash boost, and slash amp, as well as multi-target boost. That's a 165% boost to slash damage. But wait a minute, the other persona had 240%. How can this persona do more damage? Well, if you take a look at your theurgies, there's one here called Scarlet Havoc. This theurgy does severe slash damage while ignoring all resistances. Don't forget that with physical attacks, you also have to worry about critical hits. That's why we also have crit rate boost, crit rate amp, and apt pupil. I also have the dragon boots equipped so that we can get an even bigger crit rate boost as well as an attack boost at the start of a battle. Mata Runda is there to reduce the enemy's defense before we attack, and we have a setup persona to buff us before we switch into Sandrillon. You can also use Fuka's boosting skill if you prefer to do it that way. This setup is so strong, you can even one-shot Elizabeth on peaceful difficulty with it. As far as I'm aware, no other persona is able to do this, and there's no way that a persona that isn't DLC could ever hope to achieve something like this. If you need help with anything else, make sure you check out my playlist filled with guides. I've covered most of the things that people would be curious about, and I'm updating it every single day, so make sure you check it out.